ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मयसद्गुरवे नमः। हरि ओं सुप्रभातम्। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। यस्य द्विरदवक्त्राद्याः पारिषद्याः परश्शतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णायाक्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे। कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे शमादिनिलयं मुनिम्। सहस्रमूर्तेः पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै। वैशम्पायनो जयमेजयमुवाच श्रुत्वा श्रुत्वा धर्मानशेषेण पावनानि च सर्वशः युधिष्ठिरः शान्तनवं पुनरेवाभ्यभाषत. We had completed this shloka. Pavanani dharman asheshena sarvashah shrutva. That purifying dharma. Dharma is a very vast topic. Acharya Shankara says, Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Utpatti Hetu. Hetu means the cause, reason. For what? Abhyudaya. Abhyudaya refers to the prosperity at this life, in this life. Prosperity in terms of our living. Abhyudaya. Nishreyasa. Nishreya refers to our attempt, our sadhana towards gaining that supreme loka. Utpatti hetuhu. Utpatti meaning that which generates inspiration, that which generates that mental makeup, if we may say so, for gaining that supreme. And dharma becomes very important. Now again, dharma, as I said, is a very vast topic. So here I will deal with it in a very crisp manner. Dharma is that by which I perform duties in line with the injunctions of the Shastra. 1. 2. Dharma is again a very important factor when it comes to Swadharma. Swadharma, when it is said, there are two aspects. One aspect of Swadharma is my current living in this world, and there what is the style I have to adopt? Paropakarartham idam shariram. I have to work diligently, carefully, not moving away from the line of the Shastra, but at the same time with the whole universe in mind. Naraseva, Narayana Seva, Janaseva, Janardana Seva is meant for what? To understand two things. One, I have a responsibility to the society, and two, I must become humble and visualize Narayana, Janardana in every creature. Bhagavad Gita says, Adveshta Sarvabhutanam. Sarvabhutanam does not include only human beings. Those values, Adveshta Sarvabhutanam, Maitraha, Karuna Evacha, Nirmamaha, Nirahankaraha, Samadukka Sukhakshami, Santushta Satatam Yogi, Yatatma, Dridhanishchaya, like that a whole list of values are given in the 12th chapter. And again, lot of virtues are given in the 13th chapter. Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantirarjavam, Acharyopasanam, Shaucham, Stairyam, Atma Vinigraha. Like that, virtues are indicated. And my Swadharma is to uphold those values and virtues. What are these two? Why are they different? Values actually are those which I validate as something which I have to imbibe. More often than not, we see that we appreciate values, we promote values, but very many occasions we fall prey. Anichannapi Purushaha papam charati, says Bhagavad Gita. Because of our past karmas and abhyasa, habits. then even though we know that it is wrong, we fall prey and we regret later. No doubt. We may even perform prayaschitta karma. But the right way is not to worry on what has happened, but to bounce back and come back to the track and pursue my swadharma. This is when it comes to our laukika jivanam. The second part of swadharma is to pursue the purpose of human life. This privilege of pursuing the purpose of human life, which is moksha, which is atma jnana, which is Brahman, is blessed only to human beings. It is not blessed to all other species. 83,99,999 species don't have this facility, don't have this privilege. Only human beings have got. Therefore, even though our mind may want to slip out and try to focus on all the whims and fancies of the world, lovingly, caringly, with lot of, acceptance of the limitations of the mind, I have to bring my mind proper back and again channelize them. This is our real swadharma. Yato yato nischarati manaha chanchalam asthiram. That is not a license. Then what should I do? Tatastato niyam yaitat atmani eva vasham nayet. Bring it back. I understand. I accept. It is okay. Come back. Like that, we have to lovingly call the mind. But when we revolt or rebel against it, mind will run much farther. Therefore, bringing back the mind, applying it again in the path, placing it rightly on my path, and making sure that I march forward and reach the destination is again our swadharma. Now see, both in terms of applying my mind with reference to the worldly activities and also giving some time for my true swadharma. What is my real swadharma? To reach the ultimate. Now look at that. Dharman asheshena. Meaning what? In the process, Yudhishthira has already heard everything. He now knows everything about dharma. He now knows everything about karma. Yesterday we mentioned. Having known all that, there is something missing. There is something which is short of. There is something which is making him feel uncomfortable. And therefore, he approaches Krishna. Krishna, I am not happy. I am still feeling guilty. I have that limitation of understanding. While everybody is entertaining themselves, everybody is celebrating, everybody is enjoying, I am feeling left out. I am feeling something wrong with me. Then it is Krishna who says, go and take lessons from Bhishma Pitamaha. And then he goes and then he asks, Shantanavam. Shantanu's son, Shantanavam, who is Bhishma Pitamaha. Punaha. Look at that word. Punaha eva. Again. Why is it again? Because he has already heard everything, but he wants to reconfirm, ascertain, and proceed further. Therefore, punaha eva abhyabhashata. Abhyabhashata means prashnam kritavan, Acharya writes. Prashnam kritavan, he wants to find out that reason. He wants to know that Supreme. Therefore, he now asks Shantanavam Bhishma Pitamaha. What does he ask? Now there are two shlokas which we will read together because it is one single thought flow. We will first read and then we will go further. Yudhishthira uvacha Yudhishthira uvacha Yudhishthira uvacha. I hope you remember, I am chanting 3 times. The first time you have to listen carefully. While I am chanting the first time, please do not chant mentally also. And most important, not only do not chant, not only chant mentally also, but listen carefully, because those variations that takes place between the sandhi, that has to be properly heard, listened to, and then the next 2 times you chant along with me while I am chanting the next 2 times. Then after all the 4 padas are over, then the chanting is different. The first time when I am teaching 4 padas, I make each shloka into 4 padas. But Vishnu Sahasranama has to be chanted how? One full line is 1 pada, second line is 1 pada. Alright. Now please note, here in this shloka, it is a very, very good example. When we chant separately each pada, then the chanting slightly is different, and when we join them, that transformation, that change takes place in terms of sandhi, in terms of pronunciation. Therefore, you must be very careful. Otherwise, loosely people chant. We will give them that benefit of, not knowing. But while we are learning, let us be careful. Alright? And whenever we chant, we will make it a point to be careful enough. In spite of knowing very well, in spite of knowing it by heart, in spite of knowing that I have to chant properly, still we may make mistake. At that time, don't get into self-pity. Accept the limitation of the mind. And be careful next time. There is always room for development. There is always room for improvement. With that in mind, we will chant. And slowly, when we chant again and again, it will become a habit to chant properly. Alright? Right. Kimekam daivatam loke Kimekam daivatam loke Kimekam daivatam loke Kim vapyekam parayanam Kim vapyekam parayanam Kim vapyekam parayanam. Now please be careful. Stuvantah kam kamarchantah Stuvantah kam kamarchantah Stuvantah kam kamarchantah Prapnuyurmanava shubham Prapnuyurmanava shubham Prapnuyurmanava shubham. Now the second line, when we join them and chant as one line, Kamarchantaf Prapnuyur. That is how it has to be joined together. Now please listen. Stuvantah kam kamarchantaf prapnuyurmanava shubham. And manava shubham, manavaha shubham, when it comes together, manava shubham. You should not say Manava Shubham. That Visarga should be recognized and represented properly. Now please listen again. Stuvantah kam kamarchantah prapnuyurmanava shubham. Now again we'll go to the first line. We will chant together. Kimekam daivatam. I would like to make a small mention here. Especially people in the north, when they chant, this daivatam is normally chanted as daivatam. So we should be very careful there. The regional language I had mentioned when I had taken the class, the 5th talk. If you had any doubt, again go back to that. I had made lot of I gave examples. I think 6th talk. Initially, first few minutes I had given the regional limitations. And here Daivatam, it has to be very clear, Daivatam, not Daivatam. Like hai, when we use Hindi, aa raha hai, we say hai. Actually we write hai, isn't it? But it is regional languages way of pronunciation. Here we must chant very carefully. Alright, I am taking time in explaining everything because what is a hurry? We will learn it properly. Alright, coming back. Kimekam daivatam loke kim vapyekam parayanam stuvantah kam kamarchantah prapnuyurmanava shubham. Once more I will chant. Yudhishthira uvacha. That dhi, shthi, mahaprana should be very clear. Yudhishthira uvacha. Kimekam daivatam loke kim vapyekam parayanam stuvantah kam kamarchantah prapnuyurmanava shubham. Second sloka also we have to go together. We have to chant along with this. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam. Please note, dharma sarva dharmanam. Visarga takes the form of half sa. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramo matah. Bhavatah paramo matah. Bhavatah paramo matah. Kim japan muchyate jantuhu. Kim japan muchyate jantuhu. Kim japan muchyate jantuhu. Since we are breaking, it becomes jantuhu. When we again join them, it will become jantur janma. Janma samsara bandhanat. Janma samsara bandhanat. Janma samsara bandhanat. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramo matah. Kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramo matah. Kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. Since we are taking one shloka or two shlokas per day, during the day, make sure that you practice it well, so that you don't have to go back and again learn. Then and there, as you tell your children, finish studying that particular day itself. We talk to the children, we have to now apply it to ourselves. Then and there, practice. Now, here we see Yudhishthira asking 6 questions. And the interesting part is about the way the questions are being framed, coined, and asked. How beautifully it has been, brought up in the most crisp form. What do you call that very beautiful word is there? Articulate. How beautifully Yudhishthira articulates his question. We will see. What are the questions now? Question number 1. Asmin loke, asmin you have to supply. Asmin loke ekam daivatam kim. Who is the greatest Lord in this world? Ekam daivatam means one Lord. And here contextually, who is the greatest Lord? First question, we will discuss about it. Now we will only understand the question as such. Kimekam daivatam, meaning asmin loke ekam daivatam kim. Now the second question, I am only breaking up the question now. Alright. Second. Apiva ekam parayanam kim. Also, who is the one parayanam? Parayanam means parayanam. Where can I go and finally surrender myself? With whom can I take liberty enough to go and surrender? At the feet of whom should I offer myself? Parayanam, ekam parayanam. Now it is the fact, now our usual experience. We have so many gods. In fact, our God's room is a complex, God complex, Gurudev used to say. We have so many varieties of God, starting from Mahaganapati to the latest God which we might have selected. All God's pictures or vigrahas or whatever is there. And we keep showing all the agarbatti, arati, everything, and we have to show to each God because otherwise that God will get angry. I tell you, our mind is so wonderful. Beautiful object for our experiment. Think. Point number 1, Bhagavan is Karunamayi. And therefore, he will never get angry with his devotee. If at all we see Bhagavan showing anger, it is also because of his compassion towards that probably Rakshasa which we know the stories about. They go and kill the Rakshasa, but if you honestly check the story again further, you will find that the Rakshasa attains moksha. Meaning what? He has helped the Rakshasa to come to him. That is the glory of Bhagavan. Think. Therefore, the so-called Bhagavan, what we understand, is not a person who will punish in the truest sense of the word. He will give us situation so that because of that at least we may come out of such limitations. That is good for us. But he will never punish. Alright. Therefore, please have this thought very clear in your mind. The one who punishes cannot be God. They are constructive destructions. Remember this. The one who punishes cannot be God, and the one who is God will not punish. The next thought here is, when I am sincere, then no problems can come to me. when I am sincere. Therefore, Bhagavan will not punish. Clear? Be assured. Then Swamiji, where is the question? I am having so many problems. We ourselves, out of our own stupidity, out of our own irrational thinking, out of our own desperate indulgence, we create a situation which brings problems to us. Bhagavan does not give. Don't blame Bhagavan. Right? Bhagavan is always karunamayi, name bhakta pranishyati, kaunteya pratijanihi. Think. Therefore, to him when I surrender, he will take care. But to whom should I surrender? So many gods are there. We will discuss about it. Alright? But remember this. Api ekam parayanam kim? Third question. Kam stuvantaha manavaha shubham prapnuyuhu. Kam stuvantaha. Who is that? By glorifying. Stuvanta means stuti. Stuti means glorification. Glorifying whom can human being manavaha shubham prapnuyuhu will gain auspiciousness, will gain merits, will gain punyam, will gain quietude of mind. Who is that? Then there is another similar type of question, the next question. Here, very interestingly, the second and third word, third and fourth word is the same. Manavaha shubham prapnuyuhu is the same. But the change here is kam archayantaha. Now in the earlier question, kam stuvantaha. Stuvantaha means glorifying. And the second one is kam archayantaha, by worshipping whom? Glorification is one part, worshipping is another part. Alright. Glorification is when I talk lot of stories about Bhagavan to all our children, our grandchildren and neighbors, or in such pravachans you talk about Bhagavan. That is stuti, glorification. Even in other language, in other religion, all these things are there. If you go to Christianity, they say, praise the Lord. Glorification is there. And it has to be done. The more I glorify the Lord, the more I will accept His supremacy. The more I accept His supremacy, the more I will become humble. The more I become humble, the less are the agitations in my mind. The less the agitations in the mind, the more quieter the mind is. The more quieter the mind, sharper the intellect. When sharper is the intellect, discriminative capacity is strengthened. And by proper discrimination, I come to realize the true glory of the Lord, whom I was glorifying without knowing. This is the cycle. Yudhishthira asks, Kim archayantaha? Worshipping whom? Manavaha shubham prapnuyuhu. This is the fourth question. Then comes the fifth question. Ko dharmaha? What is that dharma? And what kind of dharma? Bhavataha mataha. According to you, according to your opinion. We always ask people, what is your opinion? And we always expect him to say what I want him to say. Isn't it? Whenever I ask an opinion, in spite of we asking him a question, we want him to answer the way we want him to answer, not the way he has to answer. Is it not? Isn't it a very interesting thought for our mind. A very beautiful analysis if you see, isn't it? But however, Yudhishthira asks Bhavataha mataha ko dharmaha sarvadharmanam paramaha. What is that dharma which is higher than, greater than all kinds of dharma? Very beautiful question. Because we always want to know something different. Yudhishthira is not an exception. I want to know which is the best. Some people come and ask me. I have a little very interesting, you may say habits, you may say weakness also. I have a great pleasure in having different types of pens and writing it in different colors and different sizes and shapes and all that. I have this flair. Right from my childhood it has developed. So Swabhava, it has come along with me. So some people come and ask me, Swamiji, I want to gift a very good pen. Which pen would you advise? So once one of my friend asked, so I told him, see, right now the best pen is Hero. Those days, that I don't know whether it is there now. Hero ink pen, fountain pen they say. And there were so many Camlin fountain pens and everything. My father used to only use that. He used to open, pour that ink, and with all that smudgy ink everywhere and spilling and everything, he will bring all the required tools for it, and then he will tight it, wipe it, then another tissue paper, then cap it, and then he will give it to me to write. When I was in the school days. Asking an opinion, and the person will ask always some 2-3 people, then take a common factor. Yudhishthira was not like that. He straight away asked Bhagavan and got the clarification. He asked Bhishma Pitamaha in the presence of Bhagavan. And look at that, in the presence of Sri Krishna, Yudhishthira asked about Bhagavan only. That's a beautiful, it's a very interesting situation. Coming back, Ko dharma sarvadharmanam paramaha. This is the 5th question he asked. Then the 6th question is, Jantuhu. Jantuhu here refers to creatures as it is. And actually Jantuhu means creatures, but contextually human being in this particular case. Jantuhu kim japan. Kim japan, doing japa of whom samsara bandhanat, janma samsara bandhanat muchyate. By doing the japa of whom will human being in particular get rid of, cross over, go beyond, transcend this bonds of samsara, otherwise normally called as ocean of samsara, samsara sagara. These words are all very interesting, excellent for contemplation and reflection. Kim japan jantuhu janma samsara bandhanat muchyate. This is the 6th question. All right. Now, I would like you to think a little deeper about this. How many of us have actually asked questions like this? More often than not, when we go into a small crowd and then we say, now if you have any questions, please ask. So first 2-3 minutes, everybody will look at others. You ask, you ask. I don't have a question, you all ask. Then when that person asks a question, immediately, oh yes, why did I not think about it? That is actually my question also. But why didn't I ask? It doesn't click at that time. But when somebody asks a question, immediately mind say, oh yes, this is my question. Oh yes, that is also my question. How do they come to know my mind? You spoke my mind. Like that we give dialogues. Is it not? Has this not happened? You know, questioning is an art. Not everybody has it. There are some people, you ask a question, they will start. Bhagavan jane when they will conclude the question. They will start one Purva Pitika. Swamiji 23 years back. And then they will give a big story for asking one question. And the question actually has nothing to do with the story. But to ask that question, no, I want him to understand my point of view. And then they will start one kahani. Think. People don't go, very many times this, most of us have come across the elderly generation, because the younger, I tell you, major mistake is with the younger generation. Why? Younger generation think they are outdated and they don't give time to them. And the elderly generation bottle up lot of things. They want to ask questions. They are afraid because the younger generation, they don't have patience. They flare up. To avoid a scene, the elderly generation bottle up lot of their sentiments and emotions. And one opportunity somebody gives, it bursts, it will come out. And when it comes out, they are not to be blamed. They want to make you understand what they want to ask. And to make you understand, they have to give this Purva Pitika and you get bored. This is how psychology is. Therefore, I said, questioning is an art. And one must know how to ask a question. That is why I said previously, you cannot ask a question like a big katha. Question must be like how I talked about sutra. Alpaksharam asandigdham saravat vishwatomukham. Similarly, our question must be alpaksharam, asandigdham, saravat. It must have what exactly I want to know. Vishwatomukham. Vishwatomukham meaning I must ask such a question that the answer which I get will answer all the following questions also related to it. Think, it's a beautiful aspect for contemplation again. One must know how to ask a question. The clarity in the question. Most of us don't have clarity in the question itself. Then what answer can we expect? Is it not? Clarity in the question itself will indicate the questioner's evolution in the subject. Most of the time what happens, in a group of people when we want to ask a question, they say, now you can ask any question. 90% people who ask a question did not have the question prior to that. They create a question at the drop of the hat. They create a question and want to ask and project themselves as somebody who is a great thinker and therefore I have a question. This is the case. 90%. I am being liberal in holding the 10%. Normally it is 99%. Then you will feel bad. Therefore I am saying 90%. There are the 10% categories who are genuine. And one more thing. A question will not come unless you are thorough with the subject. Otherwise, question will not come. You will ask a foolish question and exhibit wrongly what you otherwise want to exhibit. This is a fact which happens. I am sure all of you must have come across this. Therefore, questioner's evolution in the subject matter will show up with the clarity in the question. So be careful when you ask questions next time. But please ask. What I mean to say, don't run away from asking after listening to all this. Ask, because it has got wider meaning. Now see, now read this. I will read this sentence first. Quality and texture of thoughts, the language, diction and tone, all of them are important. The quality and texture of thoughts, the language, the diction and tone used in the question indicates the intention, purity, humility and depth in the questioner. All don't have this ability. Therefore, whenever I ask a question, I must think twice before asking the question. There are few more points about this. We will take it up tomorrow. All right. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.